us live this morning with more details on this breaking news. Bryce.
Lisa and Keith, we did get to the scene around 7 o'clock this evening. You can see that there is still a massive response out here, and you just heard from those law enforcement leaders. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez describing this as a very intense night for law enforcement. Right now, he says there is still that active standoff going on with this suspect. In the last 2 days, that suspect is believed to have injured 4 different law enforcement officers. Of course, the first one yesterday during that traffic stop, and then 3 more this evening as law enforcement descended on him. They thought this was a possible address for him here at this home, and so when they got here, the sheriff says that they were greeted by some folks outside, and those folks let them know that yes, indeed, the suspect, Teron Green, was inside the home. They say as soon as they got in the door, they were fired upon. 3 officers tonight injured. Again, 4 in the last 2 days. Those 3 officers taken to the hospital. We understand, I'm referring back to my notes here, we understand that one of them was shot in the leg, another just got some shrapnel to his upper arm, and then there was a task force member who was actually shot in the torso a couple of times, but we understand that he was wearing his body armor, and all 3 of them are expected to be okay, but were taken to the hospital. I do want to take you to some video from above. Sky 2 has been over this scene for several hours tonight, just to give you an idea of really the massive law enforcement response out here. They have established a perimeter here all around this area, and I tell you, when we were getting here to the scene around 7 o'clock, those law enforcement officers were flying past us on the highway, really from every direction. You could tell it was an urgent matter for them to get here to this scene. We have also seen a hostage negotiation truck from the sheriff's office, several different agencies out here. Right now, according to the sheriff's office, they do believe that the suspect, Teron Green, is the only person inside the home. They don't believe there's anyone else in there. I also want to show you some video from earlier this evening as well, when we had the Rook. That's a tool that the SWAT negotiators use. They use that to actually rip off the front of this home. The sheriff really didn't get in too much to tactics, but he did say that they wanted to make sure to get a better idea if the suspect was in the home, if he was there with anyone else. So you can really see a pretty intense action as that Rook is tearing off the front of the home. Pretty dramatic as they continue this all-out manhunt for Teron Green. One more thing to mention: if you are out in this area tonight, law enforcement does have John Ralston Road closed off at this time. Traffic's still moving on the Beltway, but we have seen some backups in the area because really there is law enforcement surrounding this entire area. So that is everything that we know right now. Again, Lisa, Keith, this is still a very active scene. We will continue to stay out here and hope to bring you another update just as soon as we can. For now, reporting live, I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
Bryce, we know a very active scene in terms of neighbors who were there. Obviously, some of them might feel that they could be at risk because of the threat of gunfire. Are they doing a pretty good job of staying away, or is that a pretty active area with them as well?
The sheriff definitely acknowledged that there are neighbors out here, and if we can, I would like to actually play for everyone what we've heard. We've got some video that was sent to us by neighbors in this area, someone who actually lives on the street where the SWAT team has been responding tonight. If we have that video right now, can we actually play what neighbors have been hearing out here tonight?
I want to make sure you're okay.
Okay, you can hear it's pretty intense for people who are living in that area. That's from a Ring camera outside of someone's garage, and that has been going on for several hours. The sheriff, again, not getting into too many specifics on the tactics that they are using. However, you can see that's one of them. We also saw in one of those clips from a neighbor, there appeared to be some sort of like robot traveling down the street toward the home. Again, an all-out effort here tonight to get this suspect in custody, and the sheriff stressing that they would like to do that peacefully and safely.
Bryce Newberry live with the latest on this breaking information out of Northeast Harris County. Thank you so much for that update, Bryce.